It was last winter, and I was living alone for the first time. A one-bedroom rental just far enough from campus to be cheap, but not remote. Quiet neighborhood. Mostly retirees, a few young families. The kind of place where people still leave their porch lights on just out of habit. Nothing ever really happened there, which is why it caught me off guard when I matched with someone on a dating app, just scrolling out of boredom, and she claimed to live right near me. Her name was Lena. Her profile was almost empty. One grainy black and white photo. No bio, no Instagram handle, no Spotify links. Just a name and a distance, 1 mile away. I sent a casual, "Hey." She replied instantly. We started talking, but it wasn't like normal app banter. She didn't flirt, didn't send memes, didn't even ask anything about me. Instead, she'd ask these strange, uncomfortable questions. Things like, "Do you believe people can live in the walls?" Or, "When you dream about your own apartment, how do you know it's not someone else's memory?" It was weird, definitely, but there was something about it, some odd, morbid curiosity that kept me from unmatching. Maybe she was trying to be mysterious, or maybe she was just that kind of person, the kind who finds comfort in unsettling thoughts. I played along. After 2 nights of messaging, she asked for my number. I hesitated. There was something about her tone that felt one-sided, like I wasn't part of a conversation, just an audience. Still, I gave it to her. That same night, at exactly 2:13 a.m., my phone rang. No name, no caller ID, just unknown caller. I didn't answer. It stopped after 1 ring. The next night, same thing. 2:14 a.m., 2 rings this time. Still no voicemail. The pattern continued. Each night the call came later, by a minute, and lasted a little longer. Always from a different number. Sometimes it just said, "No caller ID." Sometimes it was a string of digits that didn't even look real, like something randomly generated. On the 3rd night, I let it go to voicemail. It was just breathing, slow, shallow, almost careful, like someone trying not to be heard. 20 seconds of it, then silence. I blocked the number, but the calls didn't stop. They kept coming, every single night. Around 2:15, different numbers, no pattern, no message, just this presence that made itself known, not with words, but with consistency. And then, one night, it escalated. I got a video, no message attached, just the file. It was 6 seconds long, and it nearly made me drop my phone. It was a shaky, low-res video, filmed from the sidewalk of my apartment window. My curtains were drawn, but you could see the light glowing underneath. You could hear my TV faintly in the background. The camera didn't move. Whoever was holding it was just standing there, watching. I locked everything, every window, every door. I didn't sleep that night, just sat on the couch, all the lights on, gripping a kitchen knife and waiting for the sun. The next morning, I called the police. To their credit, they took the video seriously. They came by, took notes, filed a report. But there were no security cameras on my street, no trace of the numbers. I gave them everything, the app name, her profile, screenshots of the chats. It was all gone. The account had vanished, wiped clean. That night, I turned my phone off before bed, but I woke up anyway, 2:16 a.m., to a loud, deliberate knock on my bedroom window. Not the front door, the bedroom, 2nd floor. I shot out of bed, looked outside, no one, but there were marks on the glass, smudges, fingerprints, and one long dark streak across the pane, like someone had dragged a dirty nail across it. I didn't sleep for days. But That was the last time she reached out. No more messages, no more calls, no more breathing. I deleted every dating app, changed my number, moved in with a friend for a few months. I haven't had a call at 2:15 since. But sometimes, when the room is quiet and I'm lying in bed with the lights off, I swear I can still hear her breathing. I used to be really into indie horror games. Not the polished, big-budget kind. I'm talking about the raw, lo-fi stuff. The kind that looks like it was stitched together in someone's basement at 3 a.m., grainy textures, broken sound design, glitches that felt more intentional than accidental. There was something about them, something wrong in a way that made them feel more real, like they weren't meant to be played by just anyone. Like you were seeing something you weren't supposed to. One night, I found this Discord server, small, maybe 50 or 60 members, all obsessed with that exact kind of horror. It wasn't flashy. No flashy banners, no bots spamming welcome messages, just people sharing strange game links, cryptic screenshots, and late-night theories that always seemed to end with, "No idea who made this." We'd hang out in voice calls sometimes, play together, watch each other stream, and that's where I met someone who went by the name Nex. His profile picture? Just a solid black square, no icon, no initials, nothing. His messages were short, clean, polite, but there was something rehearsed about them, like he wasn't typing off the cuff, but carefully choosing every word like each one mattered. We started talking in DMs. At first, just about horror games. He'd send me links, games I'd never heard of. Not on Steam, not even mentioned on obscure forums, just bare links. Usually no title, no description. Sometimes not even a file name, just a download prompt. I scanned them for viruses. Nothing came up. Still, every game felt off. One of them was just a looping hallway. Each time I passed through, the paintings on the wall would change, just slightly. Then came faint distortions in the audio. The lights started flickering. A door appeared where there wasn't one before. I clicked it. The game crashed. Seconds later, Nex messaged me. "I liked your choice. Most people don't open the door." It unsettled me, but I convinced myself it was part of the experience. Maybe the game had built-in triggers tied to player decisions, something scripted. Then, one night he messaged again. He asked if I wanted to video chat, said he had a new game, and wanted to watch me play it live. I hesitated. We'd never actually spoken before, never heard his voice, but I was curious, bored, and maybe a little flattered. So I said yes. He didn't show his face, just his voice. Low, soft, slow, like someone narrating a bedtime story they didn't expect you to survive. He sent me another link. No game name, no menu. Just a black screen that slowly brightened into what looked like grainy video footage. Not CGI, not animated, filmed. It looked like the hallway of a cheap motel. Dim yellow lighting, faded carpet, peeling wallpaper. No sound, no music, just the quiet buzz of old fluorescent lights. I moved forward. The camera panned slowly, almost like it was being held by someone cautiously walking. There were no jump scares, no enemies, just this growing sense that something wasn't right. I passed one door. It was open, just barely. I clicked on it. Inside was a bedroom, but not a motel room. It was mine. Same desk, same cheap lamp, same posters on the wall. I stared at the screen, frozen, and then I saw it. Someone was sitting at the desk, back to the camera, wearing my hoodie. I didn't even have time to react. The screen glitched, static lines tearing through the video, and then it went completely black. Nex unmuted his mic, and in the calmest, most casual voice I've ever heard, he said, "You leave your window open too much." My stomach dropped. I tore off my headset and ran to the window, and across the street, parked under a dead street light, was a car. Lights off, someone inside. Just watching. I called the cops, told them someone might be stalking me. By the time they got there, the car was gone. The next morning, the Discord server was gone too. Not inactive, deleted. All the members, all the messages, every thread, wiped clean. I tried searching for Nex. Nothing, no account, no old messages, not even cached logs. It was like he never existed. I still don't know who he was, or how he got that footage, or what he actually wanted. All I know is, I don't open strange links anymore, and every night before I sleep, I make sure the curtains are shut, tightly. It started like most things do these days, with a swipe. Her name was Mira. Her profile was vague. A few carefully chosen photos, soft lighting, and a one-line bio. Not great at small talk. Say something interesting. No Instagram link, no job listed. Just a presence that felt intentionally quiet. There was something about that, something subtle, that drew me in. When we matched, I expected the usual rhythm. A few flirty lines, maybe a dry joke, a disappearing act. But Mira was different. She didn't talk much. Conversations with her felt like walking through fog. Light topics, clipped replies, polite but distant. She asked about music, weekend plans, what I did for work, but never offered anything back, like she was studying me. When I asked if she'd send a photo, just something casual, not filtered, she said she wasn't comfortable yet. I respected it, figured everyone has their pace. Still, something about her silence felt curated. We chatted for about 2 weeks, almost nightly, and then, without warning, she disappeared. No goodbye. No, I'm busy. Just nothing. At first, I figured it was typical dating app behavior. People vanish. It happens. But the silence dragged on. I sent a couple of messages. A call. No response. That's when things started changing. My phone began acting up. Late night calls. No caller ID. I'd answer, and it was just static. Or worse, silence. So complete, it felt intentional. Like someone was there, waiting for me to speak first. Once I heard something on the other end, just for a second. A soft shuffle, like someone adjusting the phone against their ear. And breathing, slow, steady, measured. It didn't feel random. It felt like a performance, a threat disguised as nothing at all. Then came the sightings. At first, I chalked it up to paranoia. A figure too far away to identify. A presence just out of reach. At the grocery store. Outside the gym. Even once when I walked my dog in the park. Someone standing too still behind the trees. One evening, I turned around suddenly, mid-step. There they were, a figure in a dark hoodie, face low, standing across the street. When I reached for my phone to snap a photo, they were gone. No footsteps, no sound, just gone. I started changing my routine. Different routes to work, avoided going out at night. I even had a friend come crash on the couch a few times just so I wasn't alone. But the feeling, that tight, prickling tension in the back of my neck, it never left. Then, one night just after I'd locked up, I got a text. Unknown number. One word. Here. I stared at the screen for a long time. My hands started to shake. I called the number back, disconnected, blocked it, but more texts followed. Waiting? Close. See you. I finally told my best friend everything. He said I needed to go to the police. So I did. They listened. They were polite. But without proof, they couldn't help much. They told me to change my locks, be alert, watch my surroundings. I blocked Mira on the dating app thinking maybe that would put an end to it, but it didn't. The messages kept coming, always from a new number, always short, always cold. Then came the night I truly felt fear. It was late, past midnight. I was alone. There was a knock at my door, not loud, not frantic, just 2 soft taps. I froze. No one ever visits me that late. I walked quietly to the peephole and looked. No one. The hallway was still, dead silent. I stood there, breathing carefully, and then my phone buzzed again. You can't hide. That night, I installed security cameras inside my apartment, changed every lock, added a chain on the door, checked the peephole every 10 minutes, but the cameras never caught anything. No face, no figure, no movement. Yet the messages continued. Sometimes just dots, sometimes phrases like, soon. You still think you're alone? I don't know who Mira really was. Maybe she was real. Maybe she never existed. Maybe someone created her just to get close. But someone out there knows my name, knows where I live, and they're not done. Now, every time my phone buzzes, every single time I see unknown number flash on the screen, I feel my chest tighten, my pulse spike. Because I know it could be her, or whatever's left of her, still watching, still waiting,